What's up? Coach Denny here, back in the garage studio. I would love to make this a YouTube studio. The lighting in here is terrible. I should not be doing videos in here. As somebody who wants to showcase their physique, I realized after my last video how shitty and bloated I looked. Ugh. But that's okay. I quit CrossFit and I feel amazing. I'm enjoying my training right now more than I've ever enjoyed in my life. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, here we go. A CrossFit hater video. Gonna talk about why CrossFit sucks. Gonna talk about why it's dangerous, or trying to capture burnout CrossFitters and bring them into my own personal training. No, that's not what it's about. First of all, I have a full client load. My clients, to be quite honest, are mostly men in their 60s and 70s, mostly. But the range does go down to people in their 20s. I have some 30s and 40-year-olds. But most of them have never even heard of CrossFit, done CrossFit. I've had a few over the years. It's not what it's about. This is truly about me. And it's a video that, it's a topic that's been on my mind, but I've never really wanted to make, because I have a lot of close friends in CrossFit, people I care about in CrossFit, and I don't want them to think this is about them, and B, I don't want to like poo-poo on people who've helped me and who I think are doing great things, and also to demotivate anybody who loves CrossFit and wants to do CrossFit. But the deal is, for me, it's come to the point where me trying to do CrossFit is like fitting a square peg into a round hole. It's just not working. Why? Because I have a very specific goal. I am competing at Sprint Triathlon World Championships this October in Wollongong, Australia. Age group, 40 to 44-year-old men. And I want to do as well as I can. I want to win, really. I don't know if that's possible, but I want to do as well as I can. And last year, I was competing, getting ready for nationals. I did nationals, now I'm going to worlds. And because I work out of a CrossFit gym a lot, I was trying to force it, right? Trying to convince myself that a hybrid approach of some CrossFit for my high intensity work and some triathlon training would be optimal. And I'm finally at the point where I'm just kind of letting go and just really allowing myself to feel what's working. And so I want to hit a set of bicep curls. So these last couple weeks, I've really done nothing but cardio and a few lifts each week. I'm hitting a minimum of an hour cardio per day, closer to 90 minutes, and rotating through swim, bike, and run. A little more biking and running, a little less swimming, if I'm being completely honest. And what I've noticed is I feel amazing. My body does not feel beat up the way it does from CrossFit, and my energy is way higher. And I mean, like, just throughout the day, getting out of bed in the morning, being able to do some work in the evening, staying awake. I don't feel like I just want to sleep all day. And so that was something I never really noticed with CrossFit. Maybe not everybody experiences this, but the intensity is so high, that neural drive, that neural requirement on the CNS, the central nervous system, so high. Like, I would go do a CrossFit workout and come home and just want to sleep, okay? But I just did a 90-minute bike ride and I feel invigorated. It's had a tonic effect. I feel like I'm ready to go for the rest of the day. And it's carrying over where I'm just looking forward to the next workout, and it's building. And I'm seeing immediate results. And so maybe that's something, right? Like, it becomes addicting to see results, right? I just did this 90-minute bike ride. I did a 8-mile run yesterday, and I said, yeah, today should just be a recovery bike. Zone 1, I could show the data later, whatever. It was all zone 1, heart rate stayed in the 130s the whole time. And my average pace on the zone 1 ride was equivalent to a couple of years ago, what would have been a zone 4 effort, and like an all-out effort. That's just amazing to see and feel and experience. And I've come full circle. 15 years ago, I was training up for half Ironmans, and now I'm looking to repeat and exceed that volume for a sprint triathlon. And I remember, I guess what I've been reflecting on is, when have I felt the happiest in training? And the happiest I ever felt was when I was running and biking a lot. That could be a personal thing, okay? But for me, those, whatever it is, the runner's high, the endorphins, I get that. And maybe it's cortisol. People say, oh, you're just a cortisol junkie, like a stress hormone. I don't care. If it is cortisol, I don't even care, right? I'll offset some of that with recovery methods, with lifting weights, with diet. But that mental high that carries me through the rest of the day, I like, and I'm addicted to, and I don't get that from CrossFit anymore, which is ironic because that's what got me into CrossFit. So when I was active duty in the Air Force, I was living up near Boston, and it was a long winter, but spring, summer, and as much of the fall as I could, I would just be outside running trails, biking for hours and hours on end, and I was just bliss, like living my dream. I loved being out there. I had all the time in the world, and I would get that runner's high and get that high. And then winter, it was like, how do I supplement that? Because it's snowy, it's cold, there's not a lot you could do outside in Boston, Massachusetts, that adjacent area in the wintertime. And our base had introduced a CrossFit gym, a CrossFit program into the fitness center. And I noticed when I went hard and fast for a very short duration of CrossFit, I could replicate a piece of that high. And that snowballed into me getting indoctrinated to the methodology. It was an easy on-ramp into coaching. It was that now a way that I could help people be valuable in fitness. And it went from there. And I still think you can, obviously you can help people in CrossFit, and CrossFit is a great thing. And the reason I joined the gym that I'm still a member at now, the CrossFit gym, was a similar reason. Like I was, closing my business, trying to restart a new career for myself, or just a transition in my career, little kids at home, busy life. And I was like, man, if I could just get in for a 5 a.m. workout and get a dose of that stimulus, this is what I need to get out of the rut. And it did. It got me out of the rut. But it never ignited a spark to go on to do competitive CrossFit. It ignited that spark to come back to the thing I love, triathlon. And so I'm very thankful for CrossFit for that. But does that mean I have to keep doing CrossFit? Like, it served its purpose, but is that what I need to keep doing right now? And I don't think the answer is yes. And that's something I've been struggling with. And there's mitigating factors, right? Like, I'm 41, my body has taken a toll. I can't really I can't do so much of CrossFit anymore. My shoulder is so beat up. I know I need surgery. It's hanging on just enough that I can swim, and even that flares up for a couple days. Part of the reason why it's been really hard to get into a good swim routine. So I cannot be swinging on bars, like kipping pull-ups, muscle-ups, toes to bar, all that just lights my shoulder for days, okay? And overhead, like there's just too much strain. My hip is not far behind from my shoulder. All this going below parallel, constantly high rep, it's not what my body needs. Maybe it is the best thing to go through all these huge range of motions for people whose bodies are intact, but mine's not. And I've been getting a little frustrated. Not frustrated, like I'm more frustrated at myself because like I'll watch the Hiller stuff going on about like Josh Bridges' squat and depth and yada yada yada. It's like so annoying because it's, dude, most people just want to train to feel great, and not all of our bodies can do full range of motion and do all this form, and we don't need to. Okay, sure, I would love to set aside a year of my life and get shoulder surgery and get hip surgery and spend a year correcting my body. That's great. I can't do that right now. Maybe I will one of these years, but not when I need to carry around a newborn. So my body's good enough to do the things I need to do and to do the thing I want to do, and forcing myself to do CrossFit out of some kind of allegiance or belief, whatever, like cope that, well, you're not really taking care of your fitness. If you're not working these modalities, you're gonna lose something. Like, dude, I just can't force myself into that framework anymore. And I don't care, like, what does it matter what my Fran time is? What does it matter what my Murph time is? If it has meaning to you, I guess cool, go for it, but it doesn't have any meaning to me anymore. All that matters to me in fitness is that I feel great, I look good, I'm happy, I have more energy, and I have something to train for. And this triathlon training I'm doing right now offers that. And the only downside would be to get frail and get weak and lose a lot of muscle if I became such a cardio junkie and completely ignored any strength training. But all I have to do is just lift a little bit of weights and I can offset all of that. And that's purely, honestly, a vanity thing, okay? Purely a vanity thing. By the way, my wife is begging me, all she wants me to do with my social media is just jump rope with my dong flapping, which spandex, luckily. I got this nice little butt pad here. Doesn't allow, but I guess she's like following some guy who does that, and she's like, I wish you would do this for me. So anyway, if you want to see that, let me know. I told her I would at least make one video, so whatever, but I'm not doing that right now. I don't know, here's the thing, like, catch me in the right mood. I don't know if I'm portraying the real sentiment of how much of a struggle it is to walk away from CrossFit. Right now, I just finished my bike ride, so I just feel great. I just feel happy. I don't feel all that I need to say too much about the negative, not the negative aspects of it, but like why it doesn't make sense for me and maybe for other people. But I guess if you catch me leaving the gym or feeling that pressure, like, are you doing the WOD today? And like you're losing fitness. I do think there's some pressure that comes from the community, right? Where it's like, well, I got a comment like, well, Rich Froning probably could have done it really good at your marathon or a triathlon. He's not even, he didn't train specifically for that. Like a games athlete could beat you. It's like, first of all, their volume still exceeds what I'm doing right now. And I'm in the very foundation of my training block. So just volume in general is going to get you super fit. They're professional athletes. I'm not. But if they wanted to be the best triathlete they could be, they wouldn't do 90% of the training style that they do. Look at Tia right now, training for High Rock. She's sacrificing a lot of her cross fitness to run more. So it's kind of a straw man argument. And I think we all just, I think people, we can lose sight, we get really attached to our modality, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's CrossFit, whether it's powerlifting. Like, the thing we're doing is the thing that matters the most. And I don't feel that way. I don't feel like anybody, I'm not gonna coach anybody to train the way I'm training unless you have similar goals and interests. But I've done everything. I've done powerlifting. I've done just you name it, I've done it. And this is the happiest I felt with my training in a long time. I guess the struggle is, what does that mean for me? Does that mean I'll never do CrossFit again? Does it mean I'm gonna abandon strength training and never care about my 1 rep back squat again? Does it mean that I'm never gonna achieve max muscle potential from bodybuilding? I think that's my struggle. Maybe it's scary to actually realize you found a thing that you love and face that. Maybe that's part of it, is like, you can kind of hide in CrossFit, right? Like, well, I'm just kind of good. I'm good at doing all these things. I'm not the best, but I can do them really well together. And since other people don't do these mixed modal styles, they're not going to beat you because they don't train that way. And so you kind of get this false sense of how fit you actually are. I don't know. And maybe my struggle is like, maybe this is me coming to terms and admitting it. It's like, all right, stop hiding. You're a triathlete. Be the best triathlete you can be. And don't cross the finish line and say, well, I did really great for a CrossFitter, or I did really great for a hybrid athlete. It's like, yeah, a lot of guys beat me, but what do they bench? What do they squat? And it's like, dude, just commit. Just commit. Man, I did not know I was gonna say this. I'm just talking, this is therapy for me. Just talking out loud and working through it. And so, yeah, I wanna be the best I can be. And I'm glad, I don't regret that I've trained any of these other styles, because every style I've trained, I'm gonna encounter, it's a tool in my toolkit, and I'm gonna encounter a client that's gonna need that tool. Not every client's gonna need every tool, but every client will need a tool that I've had experience with, and I'm really happy about that. But that doesn't mean I need to use every tool on myself. And yeah, I think that's the end. I think that's the thought, right? It's like, if you find something you love, just do it, and don't face the pressure. I mean, so for strength, all I'm doing, I want to talk about this, by the way, like right now, I care about bench, but I don't even care about the weight anymore. I'm just trying to grow this chest. Purely vanity. I'm even discovering that dumbbells kind of hit my chest better than barbells, so I might just be doing a lot more dumbbell work. I do think I need to maintain some leg strength for running and cycling. Man, I just discovered the other day, safety bar, was it Anderson? I don't know, you hold on to the rack. Lunge, bro, I hit some of those the other day. Glutes on fire. Just 3 reps per leg, 5 sets of 3 on each leg. Amazing. Maybe I'm gonna hit some like explosive high pulse power cleans. I don't know that it's necessary. I'm trying to get down to the bare minimums of what's necessary. Swim, bike, run, a couple vanity lifts. I need to start hitting the abs more for the vanity. It's been hard for me to implement, but it's building. And so, yeah, I quit CrossFit for the most basic training split there is, and I feel better, and honestly I feel fitter than ever, and I feel happy. So I don't know, drop your thoughts in the comments. Peace, y'all.